This conference will now be recorded.
I'll go to start and type Tosca. So I'll open Tosca Commander. Yeah. All right. So yesterday we have created two workspaces, multi-user workspace and single-user workspace. And you got the difference between multi-user workspace and single-user workspace. All right. So I'll be mostly working in multi-user workspace itself. Okay. So it will be very similar to single-user workspace, but there will be few changes. So I will let you know what are those. So I will double click on this batch 10 multi-user workspace project. Okay, see, it is asking me for username and password, but I'm not going to give anything. I'm just clicking on login. Yeah. So we are in place of multi-user workspace. So this is our multi-user workspace. So these are our menu items, right? So these are all the sub menu items. So if you go to home, right? If you go to home, so I have already told you yesterday. So all these sections will be present in single user workspace also, but see this section, the team section, will not be enabled in single user workspace. This is a multi-user workspace. This team section is enabled. See, update all, check in all, checkout tree is enabled in multi-user workspace. But in single user workspace, this section will be disabled. There is a reason for that. I'll tell you. Okay. So today, let me open the notepad for today's notes. Uh,
Just reminding you, did you start the recording?
yeah, it is on record.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
No problem.
Okay. Day 2. So today, let us discuss about different menus and menu options present over here and the different sections in Tosca. Okay, so firstly, I'll tell you what are the different sections of Tosca available. So the first and foremost thing will be test cases, modules, requirements, test case design, execution, issues, configuration, and test planning. These are the different sections available in Tosca. test cases. Sorry guys, my voice is not that clear, so I have cold and cough. Okay, so please excuse. uh, this section is a test case section where we actually write our test cases, I mean the test scripts. Okay, and this orange colored section, the modules section, is the section where we create our modules. Modules in the sense the blueprint of the application. Okay, so where we already have the standard modules, means some generic modules will be present here. Okay, so we use these standard modules to write our test cases. The standard modules are very important for us. Okay, and the next is the requirements section. This requirements section will be used by the business analysts, okay, or the TLs. So just to give the business requirements, so just to calculate some weightage of the use cases, just to uh, do the calculation of the contributions, coverage specified, what is the test coverage specified, what is the state of the execution. All those things will be covered here in the requirements section. Okay, so I will explain you all these things in detail. Okay, so there is a test case design section. This section will be used for data driven testing, where huge amounts of input data, means the test data will be present. Okay, so at that time we will use this test case design section. This section we will use, we will create some test cases. We can just import the data, input data from external source like Excel. Okay, so all those things we can do here in this section. Okay, guys, I'm just giving you the overview of the different sections available in Tosca, the main sections. Okay, so just an overview, the heads up. Okay, so we are going to see in depth details of all these sections later in our classes. All right, so the next section is execution section. This is the section where we actually run our scripts which are already developed. Okay, and this section will also be used for distributed execution also. Okay, exploratory testing also, but we are not covering exploratory testing, interactive testing in our classes. Okay, we are covering execution list and test events section and configuration section. Okay, so these two are out of concept for us. Okay, and there is a other section called issues section, where we create our issues or the bugs, or we create the feature requests. Okay, so we can link the issues with the execution list. Okay, so that the developer will be notified, so what is the issue present in that particular script. And there is a configuration section we have for API, flood, mobile, test data service, you know. Okay, this configuration section will be used for uh, Tosca data integrity. Tosca data integrity means that will be used for database section. Okay, so the upgraded version of database, and few DEX, distributed execution configurations. Okay, so this section, configuration section, will be used for continuous integration also. Okay, continuous CI/CD. Okay, if you have an idea. Okay, so later we will discuss about that as well. Okay, and test planning, even this test planning we are not going to do it. Okay, so test planning will be done by the business analyst or the higher levels. Okay, so as a tester, automation tester, you are not going to plan it. Okay, but still we will discuss something about the test planning as well. Okay, all right, so this is just the overview of different sections. Different sections in Tosca. Test cases, modules, requirements, test case design, execution. Guys, my voice is audible, right? Issues. Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So we have discussed the different sections present over here, and then we'll just move away from here and just concentrate on the menu items present here. So, okay, firstly, we have to get to know about all these things, the menu. So firstly, the project. In the project, if you go here, so you have info, options, settings, about Tosca, accounts, license, and close. In the info, so the login info will be present. Okay, so the login info means who is the user. I am the user. Admin is the user because this is multi-user workspace we are using, and the workspace type is SQLite. If you remember, we have selected SQLite yesterday while creating the multi-user workspace, and this is the path. See, in the C drive we have selected to save in the local, to save this workspace in the local. Okay, and the branch is master by default, and the repository type, common repository type is SQLite, and the same URL you have. And these are few of the options: revert all, revert local, backup, restore, compact workspace, empty local file service cache, and revert to revision. All these options will not be enabled for you when you go for a live application, because these options will be enabled only for admin. Okay, so when you work in a live application, these options will be disabled. If you want to do these operations, you have to request the admin to do the revert all. If you have done any changes, if you want to revert local, backup, if you want to do a backup of something, if you want to restore which is already deleted, and if you want to compact workspace means which reduces the disk. There is a description here. See, when you expand, go on expanding the tree structure, and if you use much of the workspace, then the performance will become slow. Okay, the Tosca performance will become slow. At that time, you can use this option to compact the workspace. Okay, see, it optimizes the performance of your workspace and reduces the disk usage. Okay, and to empty the local file service cache. Okay, so to remove some of the files which are stored in your local machine. Okay, so the cache, if you want to remove, so you can use this option. And revert to revision, so if you want to revert the workspace to a specific revision, means any particular version of Tosca. Okay, so all these things you won't be having the authority to do this, guys. Okay, you have to request the admin, no other option. Coming to options, coming to options, guys, see, if you click on options, see, the window will pop up, and if by default it will be in general. See, minimize while execution or scan, is there is a checkbox checked, so I am unchecking. I'll check again. So what does this do? So if you check this checkbox, the minimize while execution means Tosca Commander will minimize when the script execution is going on. Okay, so see, the second one, show warning upon closing when objects are checked out. Okay, so when objects are checked out, you might not understand what is check in all checkout till I cover this team section. Okay, so I will leave this for now. Okay, but I just want to tell you what are these options section means. This is a kind of settings. Okay, you don't want to deal with this section as well, because by default whatever is required will be checked, whatever is not required will be unchecked by Tosca. Okay, if in case specifically if you want something, you can come here and change. according to your requirement. Okay, so but as of now you don't want to deal with this section, but keep in mind there is there is a section called options where you can do some settings. Okay, but in your free time just go through these things. You will get some blind idea when time comes, when the requirement, specific requirement hits your brain, no? So at that time you may get an idea. There is an option called font name, font size, right? So there you can come here. At that time you can come here and then change the settings. Okay, so see if you can go here, path, compact workspace, see advanced. There are something called business test cases, and see show test case, work state, action mode, do nothing. All these things are checked. Okay, even you can find these options in one of these menus. I'll tell you. Okay, and again go to settings. This is one of the important options, settings present here. See guys, so when you open the settings, right, you have n number of setting options present here. See, there is option for commander. If you expand commander, there is for distributed execution, there is for exploratory testing, there is for general. Okay, so these are all the different settings available in Tosca. By default everything will be set. Okay, you don't want to deal this with section initially. Okay, later when you are learning, when you have learned enough, then you come here and do whatever you want. Okay, and this engine section, you will actually create some buffers. Buffers means the temporary memory location, so that buffers will be saved here. See, I have created many buffers, many variables I have created, those are saved here, right? So if you expand this engine, see you have many options: baselines, bool comparison, docu snapper. See, docu snapper will be used to take the screenshots. When you run the execution, you can take the screenshot. Okay, see method how screenshots of the current window are taken, right? And so many options are present: exception handling, see, many things. All right, see license, special engines. If you expand special engines, see guys, there are many engines. As I have told you, Tosca supports 100 plus different technologies. So to support all the technologies, right, so Tosca is having different engines. See, this is a common engine. If you expand, it will go on, see, control analyzer and console engine, DB engine. See, if you expand DB engine, see there are some settings for DB engine also, and Delphi engine, .NET engine, Flash, Gupta, host, HTML. HTML engine will be used for web application testing. Okay, so if you expand, it has property polling, recovery, table content, weight settings. Guys, you don't want to deal with these settings initially. Okay, but still I just want to cover, just to give you a heads up. Okay, and see Java engine will be used for the Java applications. Okay, so all these things, see UIA will be used for desktop applications. See XML, WPF forms, Win32, VB engine, right? So all these engines are there. Okay, and then TWorks. See, you have dynamic engines again, logging, simulation, recovery, all these things. So I'll let you know whatever is required during our session, guys. Okay, see if there are any date and time format to be changed, here you come. See, again in TWorks, you have many other engines. Okay, X browser engine, UIA, Java database, any UI, XML, and all these things, guys. Tosca data integrity, viewer data services. All right. Now, guys, I just want to tell you one more note point here. Two types of engines in Tosca is, one is classic engine, another one is T-box engine. Classic engine is the old engine when we were working in Tosca 9, Tosca 9.2 and below versions. Okay, so at that time the engine was classic engine. Okay, so those engine we call it as classic engine. It uses different technology. Okay, Tosca identifies the objects using different methods. Okay, now Tosca is having T-box engine. Okay, in the later versions after Tosca 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15, T-box is having, so Tosca is having T-box engine, which is the latest engine. Okay, which uses a different technology to identify the objects, means in the web objects, desktop objects, all those things. Okay, just remember there are two types of engines, classic engines and T-box engine. Okay, but now in the present versions of Tosca, you have both the engines, classic engine and T-box engine. Okay, you can use T-box engine, which is recommended by Tosca. Okay, all right. Now, if you go for about Tosca, if you go to about Tosca, you will have the version of Tosca, the build. Okay, so what are the add-ins present here? Okay, the support info, all those things, but just the about the software. Okay, and if you go for accounts, see, you have the product information, only the product information you will be able to see. And if you go for license, okay, so license you won't be able to see here when you are in the repository. See, I am already in the workspace, right? Repository or workspace or project, so you won't be able to see the license section. So if you want to see the license section, you have to close the project. See, to close the project, go to project, just close it. See, I'm clicking on close. So once you request for the license, then you go for project here, then click on license. See guys, now you can click on activate. See, mine is already activated, so I just don't want to mess it up. Okay, you click on activate and select cloud license. Okay, and then give your username and password. Your username is your email ID and then your password. Okay, so that your license will get enabled. Okay, so I'll just go to single user workspace now, just to show you that section. Team section is disabled in single user workspace. Yeah, let's see. We have covered everything in this project now. So I'll go to home. Yeah, I'm in home now. See, if you observe here, team section is disabled. This is because this is a single user workspace. You don't have a team. You are the whole and soul here, right? So this section is disabled, right? So guys, see, when you go for home, right? So you have different sections here also, the subsections, right? So you have clipboard, edit, go to, team, subset, record, right? So in the clipboard section, you just have this copy, paste, duplicate, cut, all these basic things, and in edit, delete, modify, attach file. I just don't want to get into these things because these are very basics. And in this go to, you have the search option. If you want to search anything, you can click here and search for it. You have the project here. If I click on this project, see, my project is batch 10 SUW, single user workspace. So this is the project. See, if you get a window like this, guys, remember, you can right click on that window and click on doc as tabbed document. So that will come here, batch 10 single user workspace. If you click here, see, now you are able to see all the sections, different sections of Tosca listed here. See, configurations, execution, issues, reporting requirements, all these things. I missed to put reporting here. Execution issues reporting. Yeah. All right. Now, see guys, and this is the scratch book. Okay, scratch book means the temporary location where we execute our scripts which are in the development mode. Okay, there is some question from Soumya. Got it now after closing the project. Soumya, do you want me to ask something?
Yeah, I was stuck with single user workspace and then the new and open options got disabled. So after closing the project, then they got
Mhm.
enabled and I created the multi-user also.
So that's working now, right?
Yeah, it's working.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
So, and then object. See guys, if you click on the object, see, there will be for every module or test case. Okay, say if I will take the test case, there will be a unique ID. Okay, see, there is a unique ID for everything. Okay, so if I take this unique ID, copy in this properties section, see, I am clicking on this array, and in the properties section of that array, there is a unique ID. If I copy, okay, so you have the unique ID, and if you want to search for that item, see, I don't know where that item is, but I have the unique ID of that item. So click on object, put that unique ID here, click on OK. See, that will be navigated directly here. Okay, remember, right? My area. So my area means this I will explain in the test planning section. Okay, see, there is a test planning here, right? So bookmarks, test planning, right? So you can actually do the bookmarks. See, say for example, if you want to bookmark any of the items present here, say for example the XML, you want to bookmark it, just drag that one, or first create a folder. See, right click, you can create a folder here. See, I have created a folder and I'll name it as bookmark one. Okay, so I'll just drag this and put it here. Okay, next time I just don't want to go to test cases, standard modules, expand everything and then go here. Okay, I just don't want to do that. So I will directly go to my area. I'll come here, right click on here, jump to referenced item, right? I'll click here, so it will navigate, right? And section, this is the section where you will see all the different sections again. See, test cases, execution modules, all these things you will be able to see again. Okay, there is no much difference. And as this is a single user workspace, there is no team. You are the whole and sole owner of the workspace. So this section is disabled. Update all, check in all, check out a tree. Okay, so I'll keep a pause of this section here for now because I want to explain you this one in the multi-user workspace. Okay, I'll put a pause here. And coming to subset, this is just to import and export the things. Okay, if you want to import anything, if you want to export anything, see, I will first export something. See, I will export this subset. Click on XML. This is called a subset. XML is called a subset. I will export that. Click on export and I'll put it on my desktop. Okay, so I will name that into XML. 1 2 3, I'll put it. Okay, see, and see guys, see, the type of it is .tsu file. Okay, remember, any Tosca subset will be saved with the extension called .tsu. Save it. See, if you go to your desktop, somewhere it will be saved. See, here it is. Okay, you cannot open this one. Okay, you can import it now. Okay, so I'll import, go somewhere here. Where is it? Yeah, XML 1 2 3, open. Yeah, merge and import. Okay, see, it is imported. Test cases import. See, when you import, whatever the modules and test cases associated with it, everything will be imported. See, this XML folder is imported. Okay, so that is how this subset section will work. And there is a section called the exploratory scenario, manual test case, and automated test case. So this exploratory testing, this section will come in exploratory testing. That is a separate concept. Okay, so that we are not covering in our classes, exploratory testing, because exploratory testing is very even that is very simple. You know, exploratory testing means you explore whatever you want, right? So any new joiner to the team will be given this activity to explore the application, the in and out. Okay, because he doesn't know what is application, so you want to explore. So he can write his own test cases. Okay, so he can explore the application. So for those things, this exploratory testing will be used, but we are not going to cover this anyway. And manual test case, so if you want to create any manual test case, you will use this option. Okay, so you can also create manual test case in Tosca. And there is a other option called recorded or record the automated test case. So we are going to cover this, so I will take some half an hour to 45 minutes for this section alone. Okay, so we will see this later. And I'm going to view section. Okay, in the views section, guys, as I have already told you, in the project there is a thing called options, right? These options, the same thing. See, general, minimize while execution scan, show warning upon close when objects are checked out. The same options will be present here in the view section. See, general slideshow, if you click here, see, show multi-line description. See, this is unchecked. Action mode is checked. Refresh is unchecked. Minimize during execution. See, that is checked. See, whatever settings you want to do, you can come here and do the settings. This is general. If you want to do some settings for test cases, click here. See, show missing modules, multi-line, show test case, work state, all these things. You will understand all these things once you get into Tosca. You understand how to create a test case, how to create a module, execute, okay, all those things. But still, just keep in mind there are some settings options available here. Okay, just go through in your free time. Just click on it, click on view, click on general slideshow, just read these things. Okay, just read these things and keep in mind. That's it for now, as of now. Okay, show hidden columns, hide do nothing, manage, select, hide disabled users. Okay, I'll go to tools now. In tools, you have view PDF. Even you are not going to use these three things, guys. Okay, these are all different things you are not going to use. You are going to use only this buffer viewer. Okay, so this thing you will use to load the PDF files. Okay, anyways, you are not going to use it. And this is the executor, just to run the scripts, but you are not going to use it anyway. And XTC schema, generation, validation, not going to use it. And buffer, this you are going to use it, this buffer viewer. See, you have to create few temporary memory locations or temporary variables, we call it as. Okay, for that purpose you will use this buffer viewer. Okay, and there is a separate section called API section. Okay, so this anyways I am taking almost one and a half, more than 1.5, almost 2 hours. Okay, so I will explain this concept when I go to API testing classes. Okay, all right. So now I will just close this single user workspace now. I will save all the changes to project. Yes, save it. Okay, so Guys, see, I have this batch 10 multi-user workspace now. I'll open it. Log it. All right. See, guys, you have all the same options present here. Okay. So you have view tools, but versioning is extra here. Versioning and test planning is extra. Okay. See, because you want to see view change history for the project if there are any changes, view recovered and lost objects, manage versioning, all those things you have to maintain, because many people will be using in the multi-user repository, many people will be there, right? So, and in real time, even this section will be disabled for you, versioning, because this is a admin activity. Okay, you are not going to do all these things. Okay, and even the test planning, the option will be present, but you are not going to plan the testing activities. Okay. All right, see, the same things will be present in project. See, all the things are same which are present in single user workspace, and in home all the things are same, but only this update all. See, this team section, update all, check in all, check out tree is enabled here, because this is multi-user workspace. Okay, now guys, so it's 7:39, 7:40 my time, so I think, yeah, I can cover it up now. Okay, so let me open team. Single user workspace team will be disabled. Multi-user workspace team is enabled. Okay, and guys, as many authorized people will be having access to this multi-user workspace, okay, there should be some control, right? So to do the activities, because see, say for example, I am using this test cases folder. Okay, I am using this test cases folder, and at the same time, say for example, uh, Mugda also wants to use the test cases folder. Okay, so at that time there will be a clash. Okay, what it will do, right? And see, at the same time, I want to use only these virtual folders, but I don't want to use the standard modules example. But Mugda want to use standard modules example. Okay, but I am using this old folder, so Mugda cannot use even this folder also, right? So how this is handled now? How this is handled? So these complications are handled using this team section. Guys, this is slight confusing, but I'll try my level best to not confuse you people. Okay. There is an option called checkout. Okay. First, I will explain checkout. Then I will explain checkout tree. Then I will explain check-in all. Then update all. Okay, see, first I will explain checkout. Okay, see, I'll click on this test cases section, and I'll click on this checkout. Observe, there will be a green symbol coming here. See, this green colored symbol is coming, this green colored line, right? See, now what does this green colored line symbolizes? Means I am the owner for this folder now. I am the owner for this folder now. Nobody else will be able to do any update in this folder now. I am the owner. Okay, Vinay is the owner for this folder now. Okay, now I can do anything on this folder, on the folder level. See, I am doing a right click. See, if I do a right click, this is the main menu and this is the mini toolbar. Okay, in this mini toolbar, see, I have different options to create a folder, to create a virtual folder structure. See, this is a virtual folder, test case, business test case, library, and configurations, recovery, and this checkout, all these things. Okay, see, I am doing a right click. I will create a folder. See, I am creating a folder and I will name it as Vinay. See, and see, there is a symbol again, white colored symbol, white colored line, right? So again, I will right click, I will create a test case. See, this is a test case symbol. Clockwise arrow mark is a test case symbol. See, I'll create a test case. Okay, see, I can create whatever I want here. See, I will create a library also. See, this is a library. I can create because I am the owner of this test case now because I did a checkout. Right now, guys, see, I will click on this standard modules example folder and I will right click. See, these options, some of the options to create a folder, the options to create the test case, the option to create the library is not present now for me because I did a checkout only to this folder, not to the subfolders. Okay, see, I did a checkout only on the folder, not to the subfolders. So I have access on the folder level. Okay, see, I have created these things now. So I have access to these things. Okay, I can update these things. See, I can right click. See, I can create a folder inside Vinay also. I can create a test step, manual test step inside this test case. I can create something in this library, reusable test step block I can create. See, I can do some operations here, right? But I cannot do operations inside this standard modules example or this virtual folders. Okay. What if I want to have access on the standard modules example and virtual folders both and everything inside this test case? What I want to do, I want to click on this test case and click on this checkout tree. Now observe the changes, what will happen here. See, the green color came here also. See, if the green color came here, so that I have access to these folders also because I did a checkout tree on test cases, means see, everything I have checked out. So now I am the owner for everything inside these test cases also, right? So I can right click now. See, I can see everything. I can create. I can right click on virtual folders. See, I can see everything so that I can create everything. And even on these things also. White color is also I am the owner. This white line. Please see. Now anybody else except me, anybody else in this repository cannot access these folders. For them, it will be in red color. This line will be in red color for them. In their machines, it will be in red color. It indicates somebody else is using this folder. Okay, you cannot use. You can just see, right? So for them, nothing will be enabled. All these things will be disabled for them. Okay. So that is how this checkout and checkout tree will work. What about this check-in all? Right, guys, see, when I completed my work here in this test cases folder, I completed my work here. Okay, now I want to release my access because somebody else may want access because even they are working in this folder, right? So at that time, so you can just click on check in all. That's it. It will release your access and it will make these folders neutral. Okay, see, now all these things are neutral. Now somebody else, Mugdha, can do a right click here and she can check out here. See, here also you can do checkout and check out a tree. You can right click and do check out a tree, the same options which are present here. Okay, see, check out a tree. If Mugdha did a checkout or check out a tree, okay, so other people won't be able to access it. Okay, only Mugdha is the owner. Mugdha can update, Mugdha can do the changes, and then Mugdha can give check-in all. Okay, once Mugdha is giving check-in all, then again the folders will come to neutral state. Okay, then anybody else can take the access and work on it. See, in the neutral state also, nobody can nobody can do the updates or changes inside the folders. See, you don't have anything to change, right? And what is this update all? Update all means, see, say for example, I did some change. See, Vinay, I am doing a checkout tree of this Vinay folder. Okay, see, now I am the owner of this Vinay folder, complete folder, whatever on the folder level and inside the folder, inside this folder also, if there are any structures, tree structure kind of folders, test case, I am the owner for this entire folder now because I did a checkout tree. Okay, now I will do some changes because I will add some test case, business test case I will add. Okay, now I want these things to be visible in others machine also, and I don't want to release my access. Okay, still I want to work on the same folder, but whatever changes I have done, whatever additions I have done, whatever deletions I have done, see, I can also delete it. Right click, see, delete. See, whatever additions I have done, whatever deletions I have done, so those things should reflect in others machine also. Okay, at that time I'll click on update all. Okay, so this update all will reflect the changes in others machines also. Okay, and this check-in all, whenever you do check-in all, even that does the same thing and it releases the access. Okay, this update all, it does not releases the access, but it updates whatever the changes, whatever additions you have done will be reflected in others machine also. Okay, so that is the difference between update all and check-in all. Okay, so let me write the notes for this. First of all, it's check out. What is checkout? Checkout, we have the access on the folder level. Have the read and write access. Read and write access on the folder level, but not on the subfolder level. Okay, checkout tree. We have read and write access on the folder level and subfolder level also. Okay, and check-in all. Check-in all means to release the access and make it neutral. Update all. Update all to update or reflect the changes in the server so that the changes
Um,
will be seen in others machine. Well, yes.
I have a question.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is Chanakya. So,
Gotcha.
is there a possibility that we can create branches like in Git, where you can uh, particularly work on a subset of the code or not the entire? I mean, rather than messing up the entire master, something like that.
So in this master branch, okay, so everybody will be having access to this master branch, right? So I understood your question, because in Selenium and other things, you will be in GitHub, you will be able to create the master, you will be able to create the different branches, right? So like that you are asking here, correct?
Yes.
So in Tosca, the concept is different. Okay, so the concept here is, so I have created my folder here. Okay, so now if you want your folder to be created, just do a checkout. Don't check out a tree, checkout. Okay, now you will be having a folder level access. Right click, create a folder for you, uh, Chanakya. Okay, and then release the access. So you are releasing the folder level access now. Okay,
Okay.
now come to only your folder, do a checkout. So you can do a checkout here also. Right click, checkout. Now you are the owner for this Chanakya
Okay.
folder. Okay, so now you can work whatever you want here in your folder. Okay, you can create your phone folder, you can create your test case. Okay, n
Okay.
number of things you can do here.
So let's
Okay,
say if I want to have these test cases shared with some other team as well, and if they're planning to update anything, like if there are any flaws in my test case, they can update the test case, right? So how can they do it? Because
see,
I'm being the
uh,
owner for this particular folder, how can I
yeah.
share the access?
See, you don't want to share access and all. If you give check in all, you're releasing your access. Anybody who is having access to this repository can access your folder.
Oh, got it, got it,
Okay, so you don't have the authority to give the access.
got it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
if you give check in all, you're done.
Okay, okay.
But there is
But
one more option.
likewise, I can check out the other person's folder too, right?
In my folder, you can do a checkout. You can do a
Okay,
checkout on my folder also. You can go ahead and use it.
okay,
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 because see, it is not a public platform. Okay,
got it.
only your teammates will be having access to this repository, to this workspace. Say for example, 10 members are there in your team. Okay,
Okay,
only 10 members will be having access, and not the public, right?
okay.
And for that matter, if your doubt is, if somebody comes to my folder and do some changes, right? So
Hmm.
I don't want those things to happen. So
Yeah.
if that is your doubt, so in those 10 people, say for example 4 or 5 people will be testers. Out of that, 2 will be automation testers, right? So
Hmm.
those 2 people may come and change something here, right?
Okay,
So if they change something, you will get to know what they have changed, why they
okay,
have changed. Okay, so you can right click here, see show latest change details.
okay, okay,
You click here, so you will get to know the name of the test case, time, who is the person, the user, who is the person changed it. Okay, what in which machine,
okay.
changed it, right? So all those details you will get to know if you
So
change
there won't
something.
be any merge conflicts or something like
No,
that?
no, it won't be any.
Okay, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Because when two people working on the same thing might cause merge conflicts, right? Like when
Mm,
they
mm.
both check in at the same time.
It won't happen, because see,
Okay.
this is the root folder, test case folder.
Uh-huh.
So I have, see, say for example, we are working, we both, Vinay and Chanakya are working. So Vinay will work in his own folder. Chanakya will work in his own folder. So there will be
Okay.
no conflict. There should
Okay.
be no. Okay.
Got it. Got
Say
it.
for example, both are working in the same folder.
Mhm.
Okay. Say for example, this is a common folder. Let me change. Let me rename it. Common folder. Okay.
Mhm.
Now we both want to work in the same folder. Okay.
Okay.
But inside the same folder, there will be say for example 10 test cases,
Mhm.
10 test cases and one library. Okay. And one folder we have. So you want to work on this test case, I want to work on this test case,
Mhm.
right? So you check out this one. You want to work on this test case, right click and
Oh, got it. Got it. So you can
you
check
can
out
check
the
out
individual test cases.
individual. Yeah.
Okay.
So there will be no much conflicts,
Got it.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are good questions. So
Thank you.
And can we see the audit trail in this case when we are doing it at the folder level?
sorry, Siva Ram Krishna, I think your voice is feeble.
Sorry. So can we see the audit trail who all have made the changes at the folder level or the
That can be
subfolder level?
seen, but not by the user. That can be seen by the admin.
Okay.
Yeah. But probably that merge conflicts will not happen here in Tosca. So any other questions? Any other questions? Mugdha, Sangeeta, Sirisha, Sneha, Soumya, Tarun, Venkatesh, Hanuman Gupta, CNU. So who is that CNU? CNU, please join with your full name.
I have a doubt. If you check out your folder, can I check into that folder?
See, I have already checked out this folder.
Yeah. Can I
Uh,
check in that folder?
no,
Okay.
when I am using it, you cannot.
Okay.
When I am using it, I am the owner. Okay,
Okay.
when I do a check in all, okay, then you can check out this one. See, now it is neutral. Okay,
Okay.
now you can check out this and use it.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions? All right. Thank you. Thank you all. Thanks for joining. We'll meet tomorrow. Bye.